Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about defense in the modern NBA, which is non existent. Dudes don't play defense anymore. Two players had 71-point games, and most players are having 50-point games, 40-point games. It's like it's nothing because the defense is non existent. The game is more steering toward a more offensive league. The emphasis on defense is not the same as it was in the past. Even Paul George is not a fan of the defense in the modern NBA. This is coming from an NBA player. And we all know PG is one of the best two-way players in the game. And he's not even happy with the current state of the NBA, with the defense, with the lack of emphasis on defense. So during a recent interview, this is what Paul George had to say. Hand checking is a foul now. It's killing the game a little bit. Now we can't be defenders. You can't defend as well as we used to. You can get in the ball in pick and rolls, like you can be aggressive, you can be physical, but you can't do none of that now. The offensive player has the advantage now. So that's what Paul George had to say, which we all know. In today's NBA, the offensive player has the upper hand. It's just what it is. You can hand check. So as a defender, you can't steer the offensive player to where you want him. Teams don't play that much defense anymore. So scoring is easier. PG also talked about shots per possession. So this is what he had to say. My first couple of years in the league, you might get 60 to 70 possession offensively. You had two bigs out there, so the game wasn't fast. It was a half-court set game. So it just wasn't a lot of basket to be gotten. Now, like there's maybe 6 or 7 guys on the team that's shooting 5. So in essence, the game is now harder for defenders because it's an offensive league basically. And with certain rules removed from the game or it's more limited, as a defender, you could do oh so much basically. As a defender, you're trying to defend somebody who has the upper hand and the advantage in today's NBA. So it's harder to defend players when the rules are somewhat against you. And this is part of the debate when, people say about the NBA players now are more talented, they're more athletic, they're better than players in the 90s and 80s and the past. But then again, the rules have changed. The rules have changed to benefit the players, basically. You could do more. Hence why you have 2 players this season who scored 71 points. Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell both scored 71 points this season because the defense is non-existent or it's limited. The way you were able to play defense in the past, you can't play defense like that anymore. The offensive player has the advantage basically. So it's easier to score today than it was years ago. And that's a fact. But a lot of people won't admit that. They'll say the players are just better nowadays, more athletic, more skilled. I'll give you the athletic part to a certain extent. That part I'll give you to a certain extent, not really, but to a certain extent. When you remove or alter the rules that affects the defense or the defensive player, of course, players are going to score more. And it's going to look like they're more skilled or they're offensively better because the rules have changed. A lot of rules got altered throughout the years, which makes players in the NBA have a better chance of scoring. The game has sped up a little more. As PG said, more possessions. When he played, you got like 60 to 70 possessions. Now it's almost 100 possessions. So it's a different game, and with all the rule changes and modifications, the player who has the ball, the offensive player is going to benefit more. That's just what it is. You can't get around that. As always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.